Rural, dangerous, prosperous. In the hills of Cincinnati, three worlds collide. Rural Appalachia, urban poverty, and upscale prosperity.
Most people are pretty easy to deal with, sort of almost like a southern hospitality.
That's Kentucky. Those hills are Kentucky, right? Those are the hills of Kentucky over that way.
And everybody in Cincinnati, Ohio, don't drag it.
There are a lot of hillbillies that came up here.
Everyone in Cincinnati talks about Skyline Chili. Why is it so special?
Because it started here.
How's the neighborhood changed?
They're about to rebuild all this up.
Look at this building. This is City Hall. This looks like a castle.
Heroin, crack, cocaine. Everybody who goes around here, I almost bet on half of them are drug dealers. What's that? Yeah, I'm good. See what I mean? Yeah. Exactly what I'm talking about.
Do you think Cincinnati overall is it moving forward?
In this city, the Rust Belt meets the mountains. Only a river separates Cincinnati from Kentucky, but to many on the other side, the city is another world.
Okay, so you say right now we're not in Cincinnati.
No,
This is Kentucky.
So, but you don't identify as Cincinnati.
I hate Cincinnati.
Really?
I won't even go over.
Really?
This region once boomed thanks to the Ohio River and the railroads, which made it a manufacturing and transport hub. In the mid-1800s, it was America's 6th largest city, but those days are long gone.
This was a railroad town. Latonia was a railroad town, so there's a bar on every corner.
Is any of that left? Still, the blue-collar spirit remains. We felt it the moment we crossed the bridge into Ohio. The river isn't the only divide. Once in Cincinnati, another line cuts the city in two, I-75. Built in 1957, it split neighborhoods in half, and today west of the highway is more blue-collar and Republican.
We aren't stuck up like the East Siders.
And east is more white-collar and liberal.
East Side high schoolers, it's like they buy their drugs from the kids on the west side.
We started west, climbing into the mountains. Technically, Cincinnati isn't part of Appalachia. But in the early 1900s, poor migrants from Kentucky and West Virginia came here, settling in hillside neighborhoods within the city limits. To this day, these places feel like Appalachian villages, just with a skyline in the distance.
Just the structure of the houses, the style of the neighborhood, it's much more reminiscent of being in a town in Appalachia than in an inner city, and we're still right in Cincinnati.
There are a lot of hillbillies that came up here early on because there wasn't anywhere to work down there, so they'd come up here. Everybody thinks of it as a bad neighborhood, but it's really not a bad neighborhood. I've been here 23 years, and the house, when I was renting it out, it got broken into once. My garage has been broken into twice. 23 years, I don't think that's bad. I mean, it used to be a single family, but it's been changed into more of an apartment building. It's being lived in. They just boarded up the windows in the basement. I don't know why.
So how much do you think one person pays to live in a place like this?
There's a section that's 2-bedroom, at least $800 or $900.
Here, rural and urban blur together.
We're up in the hills right now, right above Cincinnati, and it's really interesting. I mean, it does not feel like you're in a city. It feels like you're in the hills of honestly Appalachia. There's these houses around here, very spread out, very kind of quiet, signs warning that they'll shoot you if you come into their property. You do not feel like you're in, a city of hundreds of thousands or a couple million people.
Life here can be both quiet and chaotic.
What should we know about Cincinnati?
I mean, it's a good place to come to. It's just you gotta pick and choose your spots. Around here is really bad for drugs and stuff like that. If you got a bad, background with it, like I do, like it's hard to stay off of stuff because people throw it at you. You know what I mean?
Really?
Oh yeah, it's bad. Every gas station you go to, you're gonna find somebody that's trying to give you something. People around here they're all out for themselves. I've never had no good experience around here. I've worked around here my entire life. Heroin, crack, cocaine, everything. I mean, it's a nice place, just as long as you're not, an addict and looking for stuff.
What makes you most proud to be from the Cincinnati area?
A lot of work. I mean, yeah, there's all kind of work around here. Most people are pretty easy to deal with, and, sort of almost like a southern hospitality.
Yeah.
You just gotta I don't know, just watch where you go. I wouldn't move anywhere else. I've lived here my entire life and I'm happy with it.
How's the city changed in your lifetime? Gotten better or gotten worse?
A lot better. I mean, there's a lot more jobs around here and stuff now. A lot more money in the neighborhoods.
With the drugs, is that getting better at all or no?
Yeah, it is, slowly. It's hard to get rid of it. Like, I mean, everybody that goes around here, I almost bet on half of them are drug dealers. Yeah. What's that? Yeah, I'm good. But yeah, I mean, see what I mean? Yeah. Exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's hard to deal with if you're addicted to drugs and you can't really get away from it here. I was clean for 5 years. One day, I come down here, worked in the city, and somebody walked by, and I was just in one of the moods, and they offered me something for free, and I did it, and then I was stuck on it for another 5 years. And that was heroin, but yeah, you gotta not want to do it, you know.
Still today, people commute by barge across the Ohio River from Kentucky, just as they've done for over a century. In this way, Cincinnati is a crossroads where the city and country meet. Heading east, we pass through Price Hill. Once a booming neighborhood, it's now a symbol of Cincinnati's industrial decline.
Hey, my name is Mama Star, and the cameraman is dragging it. Yeah, that's my word, dragging it. Whatever you do, don't be dragging it unless it's in a good way of dragging it. Bad way dragging it, get out of my face. Because I'm Mama Star, and I run East Price Hill. We're both out here homeless. We need to smoke some more weed. We need some blue weed.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please.
At the end of the day, I don't think the world's ever gonna really get better.
Is you filming now?
Yeah, you can't tell. I don't think the world's gonna ever really get better until everybody understands that everybody has a life and our life is precious.
They don't care about the homeless people unless we freeze to death on the bus bench or we die from the heat stroke. I had to sit here with my dog out here and ask people to help me. Like to get food. I don't want nobody's money. I want something to eat. I ain't ate. The little money I make sure that my baby is okay. There are too many homeless people out here, and the shelters that you got, they're always capacitated full, but you build new stadiums for the football team, new soccer team. What about the homeless people? Do we count?
If people know one thing about Cincinnati, what should they know?
I would tell
they should know that Mama Star is not dragging it. And everybody in Cincinnati, Ohio, don't drag it unless they dragging it.
Let me get my kids some chips and I tell you everything.
All right, hold on.
Hey, how many subscribers you got?
200,000.
He got 200,000 subscribers. This nigga famous. What's your idea?
Huh?
She run these streets. Y'all better recognize.
I'm Mama Star. I'm 63 years old.
You're
My man is
63.
39. Hell yeah.
She's 63.
Hell yeah.
No way.
Wow. Mama Star in the house.
Drugs, poverty, decay, it's all here.
So what's this neighborhood like?
It's an all right neighborhood. All they have to do is stop the violence, shooting.
That's been getting worse.
Yes. Overdoses. All of the trap.
What's that? Trap houses.
Yeah.
Is that like all through these neighborhoods?
Yeah.
So is something else, resilience.
Cleaning up the area. Businesses are moving back in. It's coming up.
So what was this area like, say, 5-10 years ago versus
It was
today?
blighted. It was empty. Everything was gone. They turned all of this area into a livable, viable neighborhood.
Do you think Cincinnati overall is it moving forward?
Well, sure they are. I mean, they've re-gentrified downtown, built it up. It's moving up, out. So, yeah, I believe so. It's better than it was.
Here, the city feels like its own town.
This area we're in right here, Price Hill, is interesting for 2 reasons. One, there's a lot of Guatemalan stuff. This is a Guatemalan restaurant. There's a Guatemalan shop over there. 2, it feels like a little downtown. Like you'd have no idea that you're in a big city. It just looks just like any kind of small city downtown right within Cincinnati.
Price Hill is also home to a Cincinnati institution, Skyline Chili.
So what are you doing right here? We need the bib because it's a messy food.
Yes, you always spill Skyline on you no matter what day it is.
Everyone in Cincinnati talks about Skyline Chili. Why is it so special?
Because it started here. The original building's up around the corner.
The specialty here, it is spaghetti with chili and cheese on top. And this is the free sample they gave us just because we're visitors from out of town. Let's see.
we got the crowd watching.
That's delicious. It tastes like SpaghettiOs, but way better. You know, like gourmet SpaghettiOs. All right, so they also gifted us these cheese conies. It's a hot dog with the special chili, onion, mustard, and cheese on the house for no reason. And it is absolutely delicious.
I was born and raised in Cincinnati. I love it. I was out of here for 8 months in New Orleans and came back. No tsunamis, no hurricanes, no floods. It's really community oriented. Everybody just tries to help everybody out.
There's a first-time visitor to Skyline Chili. We're given the first-time gift bag. Now what's in here? Skyline Chili oyster crackers, York peppermint patty, Skyline Chili sunglasses, a bottle of hot sauce. We're just giving this away here. What do we do to deserve this? This is... All right, now if you're enjoying this video, there's one thing you need to know, and that is that RocaNews, this page, we are the Skyline Chili of news. Over here, let's look, we got McDonald's, okay? You do not want that. That is CNN. And over here, we got the abandoned Domino's. You do not want that. That is Fox News. You want the gourmet, we care about our product news. RocaNews. Make sure to subscribe.
Next comes the city's most infamous neighborhood, Over the Rhine. Once known for crime, it's now the city's fastest changing area.
Coming from that side of Liberty Avenue to here is going from one world to another. More so than any other neighborhood we've been to, the divide here is just night and day. I mean, total gentrification here, total neglect over there. And then you cross the street and it's all these kind of gourmet hipster cafes, stuff like that. How's the neighborhood changed?
They're about to rebuild all this up.
What did it used to cost to live here?
Probably 100, 150 rent.
And now you think what?
Now they about to get 5,000.
First people kind of settled in Cincinnati in the 1780s. Over the following decades, in the 1830s and 40s, there was a big influx of Germans. So when you walk around the neighborhood, it's very European. Tall, thin homes close together. Some of the buildings, I'll point out, they do have the original German text. This is a good example. So the street right here, Bremen Street. Bremen was a port city in Germany, and during the early 1900s, there was a lot of anti-German sentiment because of the wars. So they started changing a lot of city street signs from their German names to something more American sounding. So this was changed from Bremen, which is a port city in Germany, to Republic Street.
Check out our full Over the Rhine video if you're interested in that part of Cincinnati. Just blocks away is downtown, a testament to both Cinci's past and its continued relevance.
And Cincinnati, in my opinion, peaked as a city mid to late 1800s. It started to get passed up by other cities in the 1900s, but it was still a good city. It just was getting passed up by cities like Cleveland. From 1830 all the way to 1890, Cincinnati was either anywhere from a top 6 to top 10 largest US city. After the 1920s is when it really started to tumble. The 1950s, Cincinnati had a little over 500,000 people living here, which I think ranked it as the top 18th largest US city. And over the following decades, it just started to tumble. And now if you do metropolitan, Cincinnati is, I think, the 62nd largest US city.
Wow.
It has 200,000 less people.
So what caused that decline? What industries left?
There were a few, but I would say one of the big ones was actually brewing. Cincinnati at one point had more breweries per capita than anywhere in the US. This street right here, Vine Street, at one point, it had 136 drinking establishments on it on a 12-block stretch.
That's the German heritage.
That's the German heritage kind of coming into play. And really was one of the main things was the brewing industry leaving, the lack of railroad development. But this today is an Amtrak station, and it's actually, it's a Union Terminal, so it's a museum center. They have several different exhibits in the museum. Does this remind you of anything? The Justice League, there we go. Their building is framed after this building. This was the inspiration for it. Look at this building. This is City Hall. This looks like a castle. And then it's just surrounded by a bunch of parking lots. And I mean, I get it. People gotta park their cars somewhere, but there's times where it's like these lots are empty. I don't know. This is the Roebling Suspension Bridge. This was at one point the world's longest suspension bridge. Very iconic landmark in Cincinnati. It was built in 1872, and I believe it was the model for the Brooklyn Bridge. But, yeah. If the trees weren't there, I could actually point out some of the stuff.
That's Kentucky. Those hills are Kentucky, right?
Those are the hills of Kentucky over that way. Obviously downtown. Right above us is Over the Rhine, kind of right above that. Basically where you see the skylines kind of disappear, all the smaller homes right there are Over the Rhine. There's Union Terminal. Those hills right behind that, that's Price Hill. And then over that way is Mount Adams. So there's a lot of neighborhoods with Mount or Hill in the name, like Price Hill, Mount Adams, there's Mount Auburn right here as well. A lot of neighborhoods with Mount or Hill in the name kind of surround Cincinnati and overlook downtown.
What's interesting is, so they built downtown, you got all these skyscrapers and everything there, but then it thins out so quickly.
It does.
Did this all used to be dense housing or no?
That was all dense housing.
It was.
That was all dense housing right back there. Like what I showed you with Over the Rhine is kind of like right in front of me here. The West End, people refer to as kind of over this way. The West End still has housing over there, but not that much. The whole lower West End was demolished in large part to build the highways. And just in general, like a lot of the West End area today is where a lot of abandoned buildings are.
It remains home to giants like Procter & Gamble and Kroger, but industries like brewing and meatpacking have all but left, and 25% of offices now sit vacant. Still, when the Reds, FC Cincinnati, or Bengals play, the streets come alive. Further east, Cincinnati transforms again. Leafy parks, upscale bars, hilltop neighborhoods with skyline views. These are prosperous areas, and as in most prosperous areas, it was harder to find people to talk to.
Okay, so we're in Hyde Park here, which is one of the nicest neighborhoods in Cincinnati. It's really beautiful. Got everything you could want out here. But the thing is, when you're in these kind of neighborhoods, no one ever wants to talk. You know, they're kind of scared of being on camera. They don't really see a benefit to them. They think it could hurt them if they say the wrong thing, or whatever. But just a note, whenever we are in these cities, we do always try to talk to people in nice neighborhoods. But it's tough. Also, they're in a rush. It's not like driving through, you know, some other neighborhood and they're just sitting outside doing nothing. You know, when you go to a place like this, people are going somewhere. Anyways, we've tried to talk to people. Beautiful neighborhood. No insight. So we just got two middle-aged women to talk, kind of well-to-do going around here. And I asked what they love about Cincinnati, and their response was, it's liberal. And they said it's become liberal. They said 15 years ago, they would have said it sucked because it was pretty Republican. And now it's not like that anymore. And for that reason, they said they love it. They also said there's a lot of arts and stuff that's cultural and a lot of parks. But just an example, very difficult to get people to talk on camera in places like this.
Nearby, though, we met a Roca reader, a firefighter, who shared why he loves this city.
Yeah, Cincinnati's cool.
I love it. I wouldn't live anywhere else. I've been all over the country, in multiple countries outside. And yeah, it's a great place to live.
From barge rides to brunch spots and Appalachian porches to inner city hoods, Cinci is a mix like few other cities. Rich and poor, rural and urban, past and future. And nearly everyone we met loved it.
I would say, like with some cities, the word I would almost use is patriotic. There are some people who are from certain cities that have a very like emotional tie. Like a lot of people who are from here where it's like, no, like this is part of who I am. I bleed Skyline Chili. A lot of cities feel like they're a city to me that we're just like organized, like almost like AI. It was just like AI generated, like this is a city, here's a building, here's a park, here's this. Cincinnati feels very quirky. It feels like there's weird things around here that kind of take some explaining. Like, I just think it's a very cool city.
In Cincinnati, the hills are alive. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe. We have some more great Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana videos coming out soon. We absolutely love shooting this series, and we cannot wait to get those out. Make sure you don't miss them. Smash that subscribe button.